What's up, everybody? Your old pal Pete from the basement, back again with a segment episode. First off, once again, thank you guys for all of the support on the Indiegogo campaign, and keep sending the link out to your friends, keep popping it up on your Facebook. In case you haven't looked, our Facebook fans have exploded exponentially. We're at like 3,500 likes, and it's a lot of it's thanks to you guys for sending us out to your friends and telling everybody about us, and that's just absolutely fantastic. All you new Facebook friends, welcome, and please write us, let us know what you think of the show, let us know what you're reading. We always look forward to hearing from you guys. Yous are the reason we do it. You know, a lot of the fans that we talk to about the Pete's Basement show tell us the one thing that they love is that they don't really feel like they're watching a show. It's more like you're just hanging out down here with a bunch of the guys at the shop and you're just fucking talking about comics, and that's what we want to do. You know, that was the whole basis of the show in the first place. That is it at its core. It's just a bunch of dudes and girls, of course, dudes and dudettes, if you permit me a little California lingo for a second there. Just, you know, fucking talking about what they love. You know, the stories and the characters that they love. That's all. And, you know, sometimes we get a little emotional about it. I've been known to fly off the handle at times myself. But, anyway, guys, thank you for all of the support, and all of you new guys, hit us up, questions@petesbasement.com, facebook.com/petesbasement, but most of you know already about that because that's how you found us. And follow us on Twitter for up-to-the-minute comic reviews. YouTube, I got a couple of comments here. The 824 Wee Parker hit us up, said, let us know, my rant about Amazing Spider-Man, the movie last week, said Emma Stone is actually only 23 years old. Wow. She looks older than that. I'm sure she looks a lot older than that. I mean, I wouldn't draw her out of my bedroom or anything. But, you know, she looks older than that. Andrew Garfield is like 28 years old. He's an old fuck. He looks like he's 12. So, holy shit. Did not know that. And, some speculation as to the character, the guy in the Lizard's prison cell at the end of the movie. I obviously suspect it's Norman Osborn. But A24 said it may be, he's heard it may be Mysterio, which could actually explain that disappearing act that he pulls into the shadows and then he's gone. Also, the Black Buddha wrote us and said he heard it might be Max Dillon. That could work if they go to the extreme with Electro's powers. He could just foreseeably pass in through the lights or something like that. Who knows? But if you guys have heard any kind of speculation or rumors as to who that character is, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. MTLLC Titan wrote to us, wanted to know where the Cribs video is at Pete's Basement. Brother, we are working on it. It's actually a little more difficult than you think, because, you know, Roger's one of the greatest directors we have and he wants to make sure everything is perfect, and like moving the camera around, you know, we don't have train tracks or nothing like they do in professional series, so we would just be carrying the shit around, and, well, there's just a lot of handshake there, because I mean, we're usually drunk. It's Saturday afternoon for me, and I'm actually a little behind schedule, but I may have to drive later, and drinking and driving is out of the question, so, but I'm a little behind schedule, but I'll get there, but Titan, it's coming, promise you, it is definitely coming, because you only see about, you know, a third of this place, and I assure you it is geek heaven down here, so I do have a lot more stuff to show you. One Liger, I hope I'm saying that right. And if you do have a Liger, by the way, fucking awesome for you, dude. Take pictures and send it. But anyway, One Liger hit us up talking about Infected from IDW. Said that is actually a comic series based on a book by Scott Siegler. Hope I'm saying that name right. By Scott Siegler about an alien virus that takes control of people's minds and shit. And you could also listen to the novel for free on scottsiegler.com. So, One Liger, thanks for the heads up on that. I'm going to check that out maybe next week at work, because I do like to get like the audio books at work. Obviously I can't, you know, read comics at work, but I can listen to books on tape, and I do appreciate when they are narrated by British men, because I feel that, you know, that just sounds right, you know, to have a book read to you by a British dude. I don't know. And let's get to this week in comics. I managed to pick up the variant cover for He-Man Masters of the Universe from DC. Awesome Skeletor cover. The fucking thing ran me like 50 bucks, but I am, if you guys know me, if you've been watching the show for a while, I am obsessed with the 80s. I loved my childhood, and a big part of that was He-Man, and that is absolutely still my absolute favorite cartoon show, and there is no lengths that I will not go to. So I was very happy to get hold of that cover. I just finished reading Iron Man, issues 225 to 232. This is the first Armor Wars series. I went and picked up the originals. I think it ran me something like 20 bucks on eBay. It's not an expensive series at all. I got them in pretty decent condition. Basically, the whole concept of this story is Justin Hammer, through whatever moles in the company and computer virus software and whatever, he stole Tony Stark's designs and specs for the Iron Man outfit, and he sold all those specs to various military and black ops and other governments around the world, and just random supervillains and shit. So that's why all of these other guys like the Titanium Man, the Crimson Dynamo, Stingray, there's some new dude in here called Firepower. There's a bunch of guys, like a lot of Mandroids from S.H.I.E.L.D. Stark is taking on anyone with like high-tech armor that resembles his own, that has parts of the Iron Man design in it. So friend or foe, doesn't fucking matter. You stole my shit, and now I'm going to take it back from you. Overall, it was a pretty cool story. There were times I really wanted to punch Tony Stark in the face, not only for that late 80s mullet and mustache that he was rocking, but this whole series was kind of acting like a dick on occasion. But I definitely recommend this story, and you can get the full trade paperback on Amazon for like $16.50. I checked that out for you before starting my segment. Overall, if you're looking for like a good classic Iron Man story and you don't know a lot about the character, which I confess I don't, this was a cool story. I also got Demon in a Bottle, which I'm going to read soon, and then Armor Wars 2. I know I went a little backwards there. I got Armor Wars, and then I got Demon in a Bottle, but fuck it. There you go, Ramon. I should have read Demon in a Bottle first, but fuck it. Whatever. One thing I'm really enjoying reading, and I'm surprised and very pleased to say this, has been Spider-Man. Issue 4 came out this week, and it was just a really amazing scene and dialogue between Aunt May and Gwen Stacy of the Ultimate Universe when they meet our Peter Parker for the first time. Very emotional stuff. Very, it was really good. It was really well written, and I actually tweeted this to Brian Michael Bendis the other day, and just as an aside, yes, using the word tweeted makes a little piece of my soul die each time. So I wrote to Bendis, and I said, it's very rare that I get to say this, and I'm very happy to say it. I really wish this series was longer. I am enjoying the fuck out of this series, and it's just so good, and it's so straight and direct to the point. And I know that's a complete contradiction of what I said about wanting it to be longer, but I actually wanted to read more about it, like, see more interaction with him and Aunt May, and like all he did was see Ultimate Mary Jane. They didn't talk or anything, so it might be interesting to see some kind of repercussions in the regular books from this. I don't know what they're going to have happen with this at the end. Maybe it'll just go away and no one will ever speak of it again. But I went into this with very low expectations, several weeks ago when Spider-Man was announced and everything, and I thought it was going to be absolute shit, and I could not be happier to have been wrong. Happens very rarely, but I was wrong. This is a great series. If you're at all a Spider-Man fan, you need to get on this. And if you're not a Spider-Man fan, get on it anyway. It's just a really entertaining story. If you've ever read a single Spidey book in your life, I think you'll like it. I really do. Sensational SpiderMan 33.1 came out, and the only reason this is a simple story about it backtracks several months. The new Vulture is still alive. If you remember, he was killed in one of the Punisher books. I think it was like issue 3 or 4 of the new Punisher series. So this backtracks a couple of months, and it's got Spidey and Officer Carly Cooper before her and Peter Parker were dating, and they're trying to uncover this like human trafficking, women sex slave scandal that they accidentally uncovered thanks to the Vulture. But I wanted to tell you guys that the artwork in here is absolutely awesome. It's Carlo Barberi. Hope I'm saying that name right. It's got a very nice cartoony style. It's not too cartoony. It's not like Humberto Ramos, and I know a couple of you guys don't really like his work, but highly recommend it. I'm enjoying these little Spidey .1s a lot more than I thought I would too. This story is actually going to go on to 33.2 because they couldn't contain it to one story. I should have just come out with a double-sized book. I don't really see the fucking point in having 2 issues. The whole point was to have a .1 issue and not continue going down the tenths of decimal places. Should have just made it one big one. But whatevs. Good story. On a whim, I picked up Idolized issue 1 because everybody was talking about Superbia, which I still have to read, but it is on my list. And yes, Steve, it's ahead of fucking Chew. So this is basically like the American Idol of superheroes. If you win, you get to be on this Justice League type of team called the Powered Protectors. I did not realize there was an issue 0 introducing it, so I picked that up in my local shop too. Basically, this girl was a little kid when she discovered her powers, and through whatever kind of big-ass fight between the Power Protectors and this other guy, whose fucking name happens to escape me at the moment. I'll get to it in a minute. Hold on. There we go. This dude Stasis, who is like, he's like a fucking March for Wall Street protester motherfucker, with, you know, superpowers and shit. And through a fight between him and the Power Protectors, her family winds up getting killed. They blow up when a fucking gas truck explodes next to them. So, fuck her. So they're all burned alive, and then she grows up hating this dude and wanting revenge on him. So she goes on this show to keep it kind of secret that she wants revenge, and she tells him that she wants redemption because she tried to save her family and just couldn't. This girl controls energy, like a kind of electric pulse energy. It was a decent story. Do I think I'm going to stick with it? I'm not sure. Knowing Aspen, issue 2 will probably be out sometime around February. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try issue 2, see if I like it. Right now, she just moved on to New York. You know, whatever the fuck. She passed the first round of the Idolized contested series, you know. I don't have a lot of hope for this book. I enjoyed reading it. It was decent, but was it compelling enough to get me to come back? Not yet. I'll buy one more issue, and that'll be that. And then, I guess I'll keep you posted on that whenever the fuck issue 2 comes out. But overall now, I wouldn't say don't pick it up just yet. I mean, if you're a huge fan, if you read it, by all means, write to us. Say, hey, Pete, you're a dick. Idolized was fucking awesome. I love American Idol. I love Simon Cowell and fucking, whatever the other drugged out bitch's name was from the 80s, Paula Abdul. I love her and Jennifer Love Hewitt's ass and whoever the fuck else is on it, and the black guy, Randy, whatever, Jackson. Is it Randy Jackson? I don't fucking know. I don't watch the show. My ex-girlfriend's mother used to watch it all the time, though. Thunder, issue 1. Thunder. Basically, it's Tarzan. It's a modern Tarzan. This dude is a pilot in the Air Force or whatever, and he crash lands in deepest, darkest Africa, which, of course, you know, there is a little secret spot in deepest, darkest Africa that still has dinosaurs in it. And that's where he landed. And he doesn't remember who he is. He just kind of, like, physical memory, he knows shit. Like, he, what the fuck, he sets up a bomb to blow up his old plane. He fucking kills a saber-toothed cat, and he doesn't realize, like, how do I know how to fight like this, or whatever. And eventually, he's going to become this Tarzan-looking dude on the cover. I do not recommend this at all. Apparently, this is a reissue of, like, some of, like, these older books from probably the 60s and 70s, because they give you, like, the reprint of, you know, whatever the first issue here is. They don't actually tell you where Thunder is from, and I didn't really bother to look it up because I didn't give enough of a fuck. But the fact of the matter remains, I just didn't care for it. And this, coming from that, you know, the original was drawn by my favorite artist, Frank Frazetta, and that was still not enough to get me to care about the fucking story. I don't know, man. From Dynamite, if you're reading Lord of the Jungle, stick with that. And there's just, I see no reason for me to get into this. None. I tried. Speaking of shit, you know, some books just fucking try too hard, man. And Moonstone is a good example of a publisher that sometimes does. I bought this because the title was hysterical. It's called Thor Unkillable Thunder Christ. And that is the only part that's funny in the entire book. I opened it up, and it's basically just Thor and Odin, and it's the exact same story as Marvel, except with a bunch of motherfuckers thrown in and some ghetto black superheroes thrown in, and like, you know, one of the guys is called the Street Ghost, and the other dude, I guess he's called Death. He's like a Punisher type of motherfucking ninja dude or whatever, and it just blows. It just tries entirely too hard to be funny, and I struggled like hell to get through it. And do yourself a favor and stay the hell away from it. Ugh, God. IDW's Dead World. I told you I was going to try to stick with it. I found this one equally, if not more difficult to get through as I did the first one. The King Zombie that I mentioned in issue 1, apparently he talks, and he's got humans working for him, and his whole plan is to have human farms where the humans just eat and fuck and breed, and they're breeding food for the zombies. And you have to imagine that once they get older, they're probably going to be eaten by the zombies as well. So, nice life. I did not realize that there were other Dead World books. They mentioned the omnibuses in the back here in an ad page. I don't care. I love the artwork. I think the art is great. I just could not get into the story, and now knowing that there's a whole background to all of this, I like it even less. I don't want to have to go back and read 100+ fucking issues that I didn't even know existed. Let me know, do you guys like Dead World? Are you reading it? Are you loving it? You know, hit us up. You know the deal. questions@Pete'sBasement.com. Facebook us. Drop a thread. Pete's an asshole. Fucking Dead World is awesome. You're a dick. You say you like every zombie shit and you don't like this. You're an asshole. Whatever. I don't care. I love arguing with people. Lets me know that we're not talking to robots out there. People have fucking opinions of their own. Please, by all means, share them. Mega Man 16. I will close out with this. This concluded the introduction story with like Dr. Cossack and everything, and if you've been a Mega Man fan, you know that he showed up right around the time of Mega Man X. This story was not so great, this little arc here. It involved basically like these human rebels, like they hate the concept of robots. They've been fucked over by some robot in their time or whatever. They probably lost a loved one or something to Dr. Wily. This one guy lost an eye to a Lek-Man. And he's just got a man on for robots and wants to kill all robot kind. And so to have the robots taking on the humans, but they can't hurt the humans because their prime directive, read RoboCop, is to be, they're not allowed to hurt humans. So, but then when the bad humans start hurting the good humans, their first prime directive, which is protect the humans, supersedes the don't hurt the humans thing. So they have to hurt the bad humans to protect the good humans, because Prime Directive 1 is better than Prime Directive 3 or some dumb shit. I don't know. I still love this series. This was kind of a weak arc, but it was definitely an in-between kind of thing, because in the background you see Dr. Wily, who finds a new base to, you know, build his skull castle somewhere in like this Amazon jungle looking thing, and he is just building Robot Master after Robot Master after Robot Master. If you look at the back page here, you've got Sparkman, Heat Man, Shadow Man, Gemini Man, Hard Man, Snake Man, all of these other guys. I think that's Needle Man there. You know, I'm really looking forward to the next arc, especially because they have finally introduced Proto Man. So Mega Man 17 is going to be probably a great jump on point for you guys. If you are at all an 80s fan, if you're a fan of old Nintendo games and shit, you need to get on this book. It's so awesome. I feel like I'm a kid again when I read it. And the artwork is absolutely phenomenal. It's so true to form. It resembles very highly that old Mega Man cartoon series that was on in like the early 90s. Just an absolutely great series. Great book. I'm going to turn you over to the rest of the fellas now and see what they've been reading. We will see you guys back again next week for another roundtable. Also, don't forget to submit your bids for the Detective Comics 27. Remember that it's graded CGC 2.5. It is a affordable copy of the first appearance of Batman. But how affordable is it? You take your best guess, and anyone who comes closest without going over will win this prize here, the comprehensive history of the Batmobile. Nice collection, nice book for your coffee table there. It's a picture book basically depicting the Batmobile throughout its comic book and movie and cartoon history. Really, really cool book. So, figure how much is Detective Comics 2.5 going to sell for? The Detective Comics 27 graded 2.5. How much is it going to sell for? The first person to submit their bid of that number, of that amount, will win the book. So basically what I mean is, let's say the book sells for $50, right? And, you know, Joey Q happens to write in and he says it's going to sell for $48. And then Danny D writes in and he says it's going to be sell for $48. Well, Joey's going to win because he submitted his first. So get on that. Speculate, take your best guess. You can check out the book itself on comiclink.com. It's right there on the home page. You can just click the book and it'll take you right to the auction site itself. And if you are one of those crazy collectors that is going to bid on this thing, good luck to you. Hope you win, and if you do win, send us a picture of it. We'd love to see it. Alright guys, I think that just about does it for me. I'll catch you on the rebound. See you next week.
So we're doing segments. Segments, everybody. Get your segments. It's very possible that Pete and Ramon are involved in a regular roundtable and just didn't invite me. I guess we'll see. If this segment ever surfaces, then I'm wrong. I'm not editing this week, so I have no idea. But they told me segments, so I believe them. So here we go. I'm going to talk about Batman. Only Batman. That's it. Batman, nothing else. I'm going to talk about the movie. I'm going to talk about a trade here. I saw the movie after we did the roundtable, episode 31. So obviously I couldn't talk about it there. But Pete hadn't seen it. Ramon has, but he probably wouldn't have wanted us talking about it in great detail since he hadn't seen it. And plus, it's hard to get a word in edgewise when Pete's around to talking. So, you know how it is. You've seen the show. So I saw the movie after that night, actually, with one of my best friends, Maria. She's not a comic book geek, but she loved the movie, and it was a great movie. I thought it was a good third part to the trilogy. I thought it ended very well. It was a long movie, but it was good. The only complaint I really have about it is that the movie is mostly Bruce Wayne. Batman's obviously in it, but I think it could have used a few more Batman scenes. But other than that, I thought it was a great movie. So, obviously Bane is the main villain. Catwoman's in it. I didn't have a problem with Anne Hathaway. I know there are people like, oh, she's not sexy enough, but Anne Hathaway is Catwoman? What, are you crazy? I thought she did a good job. She's no Michelle Pfeiffer, but I thought she did a really good job. I really had no problems with it. Michael Caine as Alfred has always been good throughout the trilogy, and his performance was great. Like, I think it's even the scenes that he's in is like Oscar caliber, I would even say. I thought. I don't know. But, at some point, I'm going to put the cheese down. Some point in time, well, not some point in time, in the movie, Bane breaks Batman's back. Now, that's not a reason for a spoiler, because it happens in the comics. We know what happens. Anybody who knows the Batman history knows that Bane has broken Batman's back. So, if it hadn't happened in the movie, you probably would have been like, he probably should have broke his back. So he breaks his back. And any, a non-comic book geek viewer who knows the Batman history probably wouldn't have been expecting it. But, we were expecting it. But when it happened, after the scene was over, I whispered to Maria, that happened in the comic books. But, yeah, that happens. And now, the one thing I am going to say as far as spoiler goes is there's a character, what's his name? I have it here. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's been a bunch of stuff. He's been in Inception, which I think Christopher Nolan also directed and wrote. He used to be in, I think, Third Rock from the Sun when he was younger. He's a good actor. I like him. And he did a good job here. He played a cop-turned-detective, Blake. Now, at the end, the assumption is that he's going to be Robin. He's going to become Robin. Going to kind of follow in the footsteps of Batman, so to speak. Now, we don't know if it's going to become a movie or if that's just, a nice little cool geek thing. But his name is Blake. Now, there's no such character as I think his name in the movie is Robin Blake too. But there's no such character as Robin Blake. I didn't think. When I got home, I checked and I didn't see anything. So, but before I left the theater, I thought I must have been hearing it wrong. I must have been hearing Drake, not Blake. I assumed it was Tim Drake, maybe not Blake, but it's Blake. It's a made-up character. I mean, they're all made-up characters, but as far as the comic book Batman universe is concerned, it's a made-up character for the movie. But I thought he did a great job, and you know, I think he would be a good Robin if they did make a movie. If they did make a Robin movie with him as Robin, I think it would be good. Acting was good overall. Now there's a character in there. I don't want to say the character's name, but if you pay attention to the character's name, you can maybe figure out who that character really is. And once you realize who that character really is and the significance of, I'll say she, because it is a she, and there's not that many she's in the movie, so you might be able to figure it out. But I had to, of course, tell Maria that too, that, oh, this character is involved with Batman in this way, and blah, 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 blah. So that was cool too. That was a very geek thing when you realize, oh, that's who she is. That was really cool. I like that. So, but I thought it was a great movie, and I would see it again with no in a heartbeat. So, again, like I said, a good trilogy, a good end to the trilogy. It's a beginning and end. You know, I think they'll do another Batman movie and series, and with a new actor and everything, and you know, they can come up with new stories. But I think this was good. And he's good at Batman. I mean, his voice, he does do like the exaggerated, gruff voice that Pete can't stand. But you know, it was good. It was great. So, and briefly, I just want to talk about Batman. No Man's Land is not really a link to the movie, only that Batman's in both. So the only possible link is that in the beginning of the movie, Batman is retired after like 7 years after the second movie. 7 years passes and he retired the Batman. So in this movie, in this trade, there's a Batman cataclysm that precedes this, and there's an earthquake in Gotham City, and it devastates it. So the federal government says everybody's got to leave, and whoever doesn't leave is going to be stuck there because then you can't get out. So there's no going in, no going out. No going out, no going in, no coming out, no coming out, going. You guys stay where you are. And there's people stuck there, you know, people who physically couldn't move, or, you know, destitute people, or poor people, or people who just didn't want to leave their home, no matter, regardless, you know, on principle. So, and for a while, Batman doesn't show up, and people think he left them. Like, you know, he said, screw you guys, I'm leaving. Of course, that's not true. I mean, they don't really explain why he hasn't been around. Maybe because he was just trying to figure stuff out and get some information before he showed his face up again. But it has, obviously, Batman. Huntress is in it. Scarecrow is in it. Penguin is in it. There's two, like, different stories in this one trade, Volume 1. Scarecrow and Huntress and the Penguin are in the second story. Batman is in it. And Gotham City is broken up into pieces where certain gangs own certain parts, and Gotham City Police Department is trying to acquire as much as they can so that they can regain order. And because there's a Batgirl running around, and you don't know who she is. And by the end of the volume, you still don't know who she is, but she's Cassandra Cain, who I think this is her first appearance as Batgirl. So I would recommend Volume 2 as well. It's a good story. It's written well. It's written in a very Brubaker, Rucka type of way, very like realistic writing and fluid writing, and it's good. The first one, No Law and New Order, is written by Bob Gale, who wrote Back to the Future, which is a great movie, and the art's by Alex Mayleaf. And the second part is called Fear of Faith. It's written by Devin K. Grayson, and the art's by Dale Eaglesham. Dale Eaglesham recently had done Fantastic Four and I think maybe Cap and a couple other stuff. So it just came out like late 90s, I think 99. So maybe 2000. 2000 is very late. Oh, and it has also Barbara Gordon in it, the Oracle. She's in the first part primarily. So, and I always like when they include the Gotham City Police Department with its regular characters. I always like Gotham Central. I always talk about Gotham Central. So go see Batman. Go see Dark Knight Rises right now. Even if it's just go see it. It must be playing somewhere. I don't care if you're in your underwear. Just go. No one's gonna care. They're gonna be so glued to the screen. They're not gonna care what you're wearing. Might be a little chilly, but all right. I liked it. Maria liked it. Go see it. Go see it now. See you later.
Let's begin. Another segment episode, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Segments, they happen. They are a part of life. Summer in New York should be enjoyed, not spent in the basement. So, let's commence. First up, we have Aspen. Alphabetical company order. It is what it is. And let's start. Aspen, Idolized, #1 came out. 0 was a tease. It's a backstory of something. That's all it is. Something. 1 was really good. It was well drawn, well written. It's good. It's quirky. It's entertaining. How does Ramon feel about it? It's okay. It's okay. I like it. It's quaint. You know, it isn't like Soulfire Volume 4 and all the other million things that came, you know, it was okay. Let's just skip that along. Next we have Conan the Barbarian, #7. And this continues his little tryst with his queen. And it's interesting. He's back in Samaria and this guy using his name, and it's the first time that I've read in the Conan books, the recent Dark Horse stuff anyways, in which he still is with one particular girl. And there's a love interest and all this stuff, so I'm curious, because this is the Conan younger days. So I'm really hoping this really fills out Conan and his history with women, because I mean obviously he's been wenching many times that I've read, but never truly committed, you know. Let's see where this goes. Next we have Star Wars Lost Tribe of the Sith Spiral #1. Long title. Long. Anyways, it was good. It's interesting. Sith got shipwrecked on a planet, and since because of their powers and stuff, they're pretty much considered like gods and stuff and whatnot, and it's just weird. Sith hanging around other Sith, and it's just, I like it. It's interesting. I'm really trying to get into the Dark Horse Star Wars stuff, and there was a couple of good requests. I'll look into them as soon as I can, but you know, reading 30 books a week doesn't give me lots of time for that. But I will. Next up we had Dark Horse's The Creep. I wasn't even going to pick this up. I don't even think it was on my pull list. But I was like, you know what, fuck it. The Creep, 0. It's a Frank Miller cover, which is creepy. And it was good. I really liked it a lot. And it was just good. Just really good. I don't know where to go with this, because obviously he's solving a case, he's a detective, and whatnot, with some growth issue there. I liked it. It just surprised me that I like it. I'm still looking at this fucking cover and thinking like, damn, I liked it, and I really did. It's a book of the week. It's damn near close, but no, it wasn't. On to DC. Batgirl, #12. I'm not a vast fan of this book. I'm not. I'm just picking it up because I pick up most of the Bat Family books except for Batwing, because I think that's going to be canceled in a second now, as it should be, and it's more than enough. It's good. Batwoman came, kicked her ass. Yay. That's it. Let's move on. We have Batman and Robin, #12. I really liked this issue. I really liked it a lot. And it's the 3rd best book of the week. Creep is 2nd best. But this was hot, and this panel here, yeah, that one, awesome, just freaking awesome. It was a good book. I liked it. It wrapped up everything else. Obviously, it's the 12th issue, so it's the end of a story arc. It was good. I like it. And actually, this is book of the week, Batman 12. It's a standalone story in which this young woman, an electrician, finds some Batman stuff, and after Batman rescues her, he decides to help her. And well, this is Batman. Batman doesn't need people's help, especially when he doesn't ask for it. So she kind of screws up. But anyways, it's a very good story. It's damn good, actually, and it was book of the week, and I want to see more of this character later on. Snyder, Conan, make it happen. Alright. Before Watchmen, Ozymandias, #2. First of all, the cover is gorgeous. Jay Lee is really killing it. Len Wayne is writing his ass off in this, and I guess I should weigh in on the whole Before Watchmen shit. I like it. It's so far pretty damn good. This is issue 2 of 6, and next week, everybody's favorite, I believe, Rorschach comes out. So that's going to be a big one for us, because I think we all love Rorschach, especially after the movie. And it's just, if they do that right, it's just this whole Before Watchmen thing is just aces, you know what I'm saying? So it's next week, but in the meantime, this is just filling in all the questions we had during the book, during the movie. It's just, it's nice. It's really well done. Ooh. He's another favorite of mine. Vertigo's Fairest #6 came out, and I liked it. Liked it a lot. Now, Fairest is supposed to be based on the female characters of the Fables, and sadly enough, I don't think it's going to be one main cast. So this is the last we might see of Snow Queen, Briar Rose, and Alibaba. So that kind of sucks. I really got attached to these characters and whatnot. But if it's anywhere near well written as this is, I'm sticking along. Honestly, I highly recommend it. When the train comes out, pick it up. Okay, I wasn't gonna do any Marvel because, quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of Marvel. I don't know where they're going with half this shit. I feel like sooner or later they're gonna do the Marvel Now crap, reboot. I mean, okay, it's not a reboot. It's just a relaunching of shit. But I don't trust Marvel. It's fucked up. It's like a dirty relationship where I've been played, and Marvel's a cheating whore. And I don't think they need to reboot shit. They just need to man up and fix shit. Rebooting isn't always it. And yes, I'm still calling it reboot because fuck, what are you doing? You're restarting everything. You're switching shit around. Avengers vs. X-Men is obviously going to have some kind of effect. So, let's see what happens. Anyways, Daredevil #1. Annual #1. Sorry, Daredevil Annual #1. It has to do with the whole clandestine group, the family from Fantastic Four annual that came out a while ago. And I'm like, interconnecting somewhat annuals, that's cool, that's almost traditional Marvel. But I'm smelling like they're really trying to push these people on us because they want to do them in their own book or in a series or some shit. So let's just wait and see. This was cool, but I really don't like seeing Daredevil mixing with magical stuff. I don't. It's just not, doesn't work for me. Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, issue 2. This is hands down the most entertaining book out there. It really is. For entertainment reasons only. And the whole reason Daredevil's really going nuts is pretty much hinted, if not fully revealed, because of us. Because me, you, all of us. We're pulling the strings. He's sick and tired of doing shit for us, so he's just ending it all. And that's interesting. It's like, damn, really? Fuck. Moving along. Gambit #1. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was unbelievably hesitant to pick this up, let alone read it, let alone review it. And here I am reviewing it, so it must have been somewhat decent. And it was. It wasn't too cheesy. There was some stealing, a couple of French words here and there, Creole or whatever the hell he is. And I liked it. I did. It wasn't great. Shit, it's not even in the top 5, I think. But it was was good. It wasn't sucky. I thought Hawkeye was a bit more, but okay. They have me, you know. Spider-Man number 4 of 5. I liked it, which is weird. It was very talky, but Bendis did this in another book that I liked also, but we get to that in a minute. He's sitting down with Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy and eventually Aunt May and talking about shit in that universe, and it's weird, and they all laugh at the idea of MJ being a supermodel in the other world and all this other stuff, and it's hilarious. He doesn't tell Gwen Stacy that she's dead, which is interesting, and it was good. It wasn't that bad. Again, the whole idea of Spider-Man and the events that it is useless. It's a waste of time. But this issue right there, that's curious, and that's something I think fans wanted to see, and we saw it. Moving along. The Mighty Thor. I'm a Thor fan. This begins the whole Surtur, S-U-R-T-U-R, the fire demon that he's always beefing with. Event has been hinted at for a while, which is funny. It's also been hinted at in the cartoon. The cartoon's done it better, with better art, whatever. I love the cartoon. Anyways, it's good. It's almost classical Thor and shit. So let's see where this leads us before the Marvel Now event relaunches this shit. Let's move along before you get me pissed off. New Avengers. Again, this I liked. It was Bendis being talky, it's Deodato being good. It's the Illuminati, the Marvel Illuminati. Strange, Doctor Strange, Tony Stark, Iron Man, or Dr. Stark, Reed Richards, or Dr. Richards, Professor X, who's another doctor, and then Captain America. No Blackwell, because, you know, my favorite guy would be out of the fucking loop. But it's Captain America trying to reach out to Namor, the other member of it. Who's King Namor, so even he has a title. Go figure. They used to be invaders. They used to have good little vibe going between them two. There was a brotherhood there, and he's trying to appeal to him and all this shit, and it's to no avail, and they all feel guilty about it. Reed Richards is like, you know what, they're fixing shit, why not leave it alone? If they become a problem, then, but right now, you know, what are you fighting? It's really interesting. I like it. And honestly, out of all the freaking AVX banner shits, this is the one I've liked the most. And there's been many of them, but this is like, okay, I like this. This is nice. Let's move on. Last book, Valiant, Archer and Armstrong. Now, I never read the original Archer and Armstrong from Valiant, because I never gave Valiant that much of a chance. I picked up Bloodsport, I picked up Exo-Man and War, and I just quickly dropped them. I just, fuck this. You know, back then I was younger, considerably so, money was tighter. You know, if I had to pick between, you know, Wildstorm books and Valiant, you know, I was picking Wildstorm easily. You know, Rob Liefeld and Marvel and DC are shitting all over. Well, anyways, I have to stop myself. This is good. It's weird. It's quirky. It's like a 1,000-year-old man, like thousands upon thousands from ancient civilization in the cradle of life, society, cradle of civilization. Excuse me. Over in present-day Iran, Iraq, around there. Meets this crazy kid that's just raised to be a crazy warrior, and he's crazy. He's like an uber conservative Christian nut that is willing to kill. Yeah, uber conservative Christian nut. Yeah, and it's just weird, and I'm like, ooh, this is good. This is nice. Let's see where this goes, and I like it. I actually like it. Valiant so far is doing pretty damn well, and I'm eager to see what's coming up. Even Ninjak. That's it. Have a good one. If any questions or comments, reach us at facebook.com/Pete'sBasement. Questions at Pete'sBasement.com. If you want me to pick up any book, if you want me to review any book I haven't reviewed, let me know. We're open, man. Thanks. Have a good one. Okay.
Oh, wise guy.